Greetings, global voices, editors, authors, translators, and other contributors. This is a quick video about how to embed tweets on Global Voices because we do it a little bit of a special way. So, first of all, we start with a tweet. We'll pick this one. We'll click on the date to come to its unique view for just that one tweet. Up in the top, we can see there's a URL with status in it. This is the URL of the tweet. Now, WordPress will let us embed this simply by pasting the URL and hitting enter. We get the tweet in here. We can see that it's a block quote. It looks like a normal Global Voices block quote, but as you can see, we can't edit the content. And if we look down at the bottom here, it says embed URL because this is an embed and not an actual block quote. When we preview, we see it as it will exist in the final site as the animated tweet that looks like on Twitter. And this is about ready. Okay. First, it's a block quote. Then, once the JavaScript renders, which is all part of the embed from Twitter, we get this nice one with the like button, etc. Now, the problem is, when we go to text, the tweet isn't there. Only the URL is there, and this is not good because we can do so much better. Let's say someone deletes this tweet. Our post will now have just a URL, and if someone clicks on it, they'll get a 404. How terrible. We're not preserving the web. We are not creating history. Instead, what we can do is click on the tweet, on the little arrow for more, we click embed tweet. Now, see what it's giving us? It's giving us more code. It's giving us a block quote, some actual HTML that we can use. So we come back to the post, and we paste it like that. Now, can we paste it in the visual editor? No. It's going to do something horrible, and when we look at it here, it's going to be even worse. What a nightmare. Okay, so I'm going to delete everything here, come back and paste this. It's a block quote, and as you can see, it has the full content of the tweet. How nice. All those links, all those user accounts. Even if the person deletes the tweet or something else happens, or Twitter goes away, this will continue working indefinitely. And when we preview, we see that we get the same output. It'll be the same thing twice because with this code that Twitter has given us, they will be able to render the same thing with the animated block. Now, if we come back to visual, we'll see that they look very, very similar. Except the second one, we have the actual content. We can click inside. We could edit it if we want, but really we shouldn't. And yeah, so the way to tell the difference, so over here I have an example. So the two versions here, one, the wrong one with the URL embedded as a shortcode, will, when you click on it, you see the blue box around it and you see embed at the bottom and you can't edit. The good one, when it's been done properly, block quote edit, you click inside, you can select the text and you see block quote P inside, so you're saying this is a block quote. So here's the tricky thing, editors, sub-editors, people verifying content, we need you to do this check. Make sure it's been embedded properly, and if it's not, teach your users how to do it properly. It's really important because the Lingua site managers and translation editors end up having to do this themselves because what they do with each tweet, I'll come over here for this one, is right after the tweet, they have to add a translation block. So they go to translation and then they type in the translation, Luis, Carlos, etc. Okay, when you have it in this type, it's a lot harder for them to find the way to get to that spot, and it gets very tricky and they have to go into text, and their translators, not all of them know HTML, not even close. So it's really important for them to have access to this, and just because it's better. The second one is better, so it's important that we're all doing the one that preserves the content, right? Look, which would you rather have when this tweet gets deleted? The full content or just the URL? So we need to make sure that happens, and it's really important that we don't end up leaving that in the hands of the translators, because then each translation of the post needs to do that task of going here, like clicking on the tweet. So if you have a tweet that's embedded this way, you go to it, you click on it, you go to its URL, which, so this button will take you there. And then once you're at the tweet, you do this task of clicking on more. Okay, it's a little slow. Clicking on more, clicking on embed, taking this, copying it, and pasting it over, right? So if your authors are doing it wrong, that's what you have to do, or rather in the text mode, that's what you have to do, right? Leaving this for the translators to do is a terrible mess, because then it gets done 8 times for 8 different languages instead of once on the original post. So I beg of you, the Lingua translators beg of you, please start making sure you're doing this correctly so we can preserve these tweets for the future and not burden the Lingua managers with it. All right, that's been our guide to embedding tweets and not making translators sad. Thank you very much for watching.